Porn is the symptom of something deeper that's going on inside of us, our emotions. My number one thing I'm trying to get the boys to do is right here in your journal. Journaling is learning how to process through heavy emotions. Because when I deal with my feels, porn tends to fade away because I've already dealt with the heavy things in my life. I don't need to run to numb out. Because why do we go to sugar? I mean, come on, it tastes good. We like things that are quick, easy, guaranteed. Come on. All of us are created that way. I go in the kitchen, okay, where's the sugar? Oh, cooking broccoli is going to take me a lot longer. Ice cream is really easy. I could scoop this out. And it tastes a lot better in my mouth. So when these boys are just trying to find, how can I self-soothe? How can I find healthy ways to manage my pain, my emotions that are going on it's a crazy world we live in right now. It's very confusing. It's very difficult. We all have to find, whether it's painting, whether it's something you love doing, we've got to find healthy passion projects. Because most of the time, all these guys want to do is play video games. Let's talk about, instead of, I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour and you're off and I'm going to shut this thing down. Okay, what do you think's appropriate? Let them try to come up with something. As they get 16, 17, 18, we've got to give them back this thing that we think we have as control. And we got to teach them and help them come up with the ideas. What do you think? I don't know how much time do you think you should spend? I mean, some of these kids are spending 8+ hours a day. And I'm like, first of all, you got to get a life, dude. Virtual world's fun, but you got to find something else to do. What is your passion about? Because I said your video games can't be a passion project. That's a reward after you've done your homework and your chores and your passion project. You can take an hour or two, play with little video games, give them higher dopamine. But they have to learn how to come off the highest dopamines so they can enjoy life again. Because how many times have you heard your kids say, oh, I'm bored, my life's so boring. They've got more stuff at their fingertips than we ever had. We'd have to look up in, I don't know how old you are, but encyclopedia, we'd have to go find these weird things in a book that had dust on them and try to discover our world. We got to be careful with using the words, quote unquote, porn addiction, because it's not even in the diagnostical statistical manual of diagnoses. You couldn't say, oh, porn addict. You have to put in impulsive behavior or something else. There is no such thing in the diagnosis that you can send into insurance and say this is their problem. But let me tell you, I've been doing this for 27 years, a lot of marriage counseling, a lot of working with youth. And I've maybe seen 4 or 5 people in my entire 25 years that I would consider them a porn addict, because it started taking over their life, their family, their job, their every kind of thing in their life. It started taking over. Risky behaviors, started doing things. These kids are struggling once in a while with looking at porn and masturbation. I would not call them a porn addict, because the more you think it's a problem, the more they fear it, the more they're going to look at it.
If you're finding this video helpful or want to help us reach others in need, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really supports our channel. Thank you.
This is how you can help your child or help yourself get better at emotions. I call it the B.R.A.C.E method. If you want to write this down, I'll put it in the chat. The first thing I ask them to do is breathe. Take 3 deep breaths. Anytime you're feeling any kind of heavy emotion, I've gotten really good at this. Anytime I feel anxiety in my stomach, my body automatically starts breathing. Or anytime I feel, whatever heavy emotion, breathe. Next one, remember why you are doing what you're doing, why you are fighting. So just go over the reasons. Why do I want, this is why I asked you in the very beginning, what is my goal in being here, and how can I help my child better? I think is what all of us want to do, and ourselves, and get better at this. Remember that I want to get a positive. I've gone through some trauma maybe in your past around sexuality, or you're still struggling with this with your own husband. How do I get better at remembering why I'm doing this and not trying to control him? Next one is ask God for help. I always say, get God involved. Ask him, God, I need some help. I don't want to do this. Help me. Next one is connect. Go talk to somebody. Breathe. Remember why you're fighting. Ask God will help. We'll take care of almost 90% of the heavy feelings. But if that's not working, I always say get up and get out and go connect. That's our first ministering goal, is to get up and get out and connect. And then if all else is failing, if the house is on fire, escape. Go for a walk. Do some push-ups. Get activated. So these are some simple things. This is what I do when I'm struggling with heavy emotion. I put my hand over my heart and I just take 3 deep breaths. And this is a good thing you can do with your son. I can see you're struggling. Put your hand over your heart. You have this as one of the things. Let's take 3 deep breaths. Remember why we're fighting. Memorize these things so you can help him go through that. I think that'll really help out, right? So start observing your body, observing your feelings, observing your thoughts. And like I tell these boys, you guys have played Minecraft all the time. I'm sure you guys have seen Minecraft. You don't like this building, you tear it down, you build another one. What story do I want to hold on to? It's just a story. And the more we can let go of shame and realize that all these young men that I'm working with are just trying to figure out how to deal with pain and emotions that are too heavy. So I run to something to try to numb out. Or I've got a lot of sexual feelings that we're not talking about, we're not working through. So I'm not trying to say it's okay. I don't think that's what he was saying. I'm trying to say is understanding how I think about things is going to change the way we treat and talk about the people we love. Very young age. Kids these days are seeing trans stuff, lesbian stuff, gay stuff all the time. Or are you bi? Are you gay? Are you this? Are you that? They're starting to question their gender at a very early age. I've never even thought about it, most of my life until I started doing therapy and people started talking about that. But probably reach out to a therapist. I've worked a lot with people with struggle with that and have somebody that specializes in that can help them through that and let go of the shame around that and learning how to discover who they are. And it might not be what we want. Did anybody's life turn out perfectly the way you wanted it? Nope. So let's learn how to stop policing and controlling, and let's learn how to embrace and love. And that's the best thing you can do, is to ask more questions and get curious about, tell me more about what it's like being trans, or having those feelings of being gay, or having those feelings of, something that's out of the norm, and whether they're trans, gay, or struggling with porn, we gotta love them through it. This is what they're struggling with. We can't just say, oh, it's my fault, I'm a terrible parent, and this is what, no, it's not about you. Don't make it about you. You go work on you. You get your own therapy, get your own work done, and then go in there with, our gospel is about love and compassion. Let's keep that the focus.